Today we have with us Richard Kimber, who is the Head of Facilities Technologies for the Estates and Facilities at the University of the West of England. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about how he is helping the British Army and National Health Service convert their UWE exhibition space into a temporary hospital, or Nightingale Hospital. Thank you, Richard, so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me on, if you like.
So first, if you can just give us a little bit of background on, what challenge you were trying to solve or how you were trying to help the Nightingale Hospital.
So essentially, the university offered up its space to be converted into the Nightingale Hospital to support the National Health Service, which the British Army would then convert into the hospital. However, we've got a maintenance regime pre-existing in our buildings that would then have to be picked up by those guys. And what our issue was, how do we tell people what needs to be done from a statutory point of view or from a maintenance point of view so that everything gets done properly, regardless of who's doing it, whether it's us or them.
And what applications or processes did you implement to help address these issues that you were facing?
The main application that we've used UWE to get us through is the on-demand application, specifically the preventative maintenance part of Archibus. We decided quite early on that what we needed to do was generate our maintenance as if it was a normal building and that it wasn't a hospital yet, because we needed to make sure that all maintenance was considered and that we could then work out what part of the maintenance regimes could be suspended or delayed to when it's back in our possession. So we used the building operations console to download the work so that we could issue it to the suppliers and the contractors for their review. And from there, we were able to cancel work that didn't need to be done at all. We were then able to point out which work had to be done. There was no option but to, because it was statutory. And that's how we've used the application to sort out what maintenance to be done.
That's a very interesting use of the software. That's great. And I know that you guys have just started implementing this, but have you seen any results or any outcomes by using these applications and processes?
It is a very simple use of Archibus, but we're using it in a kind of innovative way. You've mentioned it. It's unusual to create stuff, take it out, and then put it back in. I mean, what we've seen here is, because of course what we're talking about right now is just one building, and we've done 6 months worth of maintenance planning in a very quick space of time. We've realised that actually this needs to be done for our entire estate as it is being used to support the hospital itself. I mean, our laboratories are currently making disinfectant, for example, so we need to make sure that they're available and in full use. However, the building adjacent to that is completely mothballed, so we need to be conscious of which spaces are operational and which spaces aren't. So we're going to have to do a very similar process across every building to make sure we're maintaining things to the legal standard and so that they're still usable to support the hospital.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of work ahead of you, and we're glad that you're using Archibus to help you do all that. And we, again, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Not a problem.